Hello. So I have a few projects here that I'm going to be doing. These 4 are going to go over to my friend in Iowa. I did her rectangle piece for her yesterday. She doesn't know it. She asked for these 4. And I had the other piece done. And I thought, well, we'll just see what it looks like resined up. And it looked fantastic, so I asked her, sent her a message, and I said, hey, do you want me to do these? And she said, if you want, do whatever. So I'm gonna resin these up because I just think it looks pretty amazing. I'm using Stone Coat Countertop Art Coat. This is part A. And part B, the hardener. So just weighing them out over here. I want to make sure that I get the right. I want to get them even. And then I will stir. When you're doing resin, you want to make sure that you're getting all the way on the sides, all the way down to the bottom. And I'm gonna stir. Definitely want to make sure you're wearing gloves with resin. If you are not wearing gloves, you are going to hate life later. I tried to clean up some resin yesterday and didn't have my gloves on, and I was like, what in the world? So I highly recommend putting gloves on anytime you're working with it. I'm also going to add some gold mica powder into the resin. I did that with the rectangle one yesterday that matches these 4. So I'm going to continue that today. So all 5 of those pieces match, the red, white, black match. And this one over here is pretty. It can handle some gold. I won't put a lot in, just enough. If you're getting out your powders, you definitely want to make sure to put the lid on them right away when you're done. There is nothing worse. It's like glitter, you know, there's nothing worse than glitter all over everywhere. Same with your mica powder. Plus you don't want to lose your powder. Okay, I'm gonna go grab that. I'll set this down over here. I'm also going to move this out of the way. One less thing to glare. Just a little bit. I definitely don't want it to overtake the paintings. a little sprinkle. I left my torch over there in the other room. Let me go grab that real quick, because I am going to need that. Oh, boys. I think I'll do this big one first. This is an 8 by 16. I like to do the videos. I have to play music, instrumental music, or jazz, or something that doesn't flag everybody, all the people who censor all of that. If you're one of my musical friends and you want me to play your music while I'm working, send it to me. We'll see what we can't get done. Yeah. Just want to make sure that I get it all the way over the corners, the sides. You definitely want to measure. You definitely want to make sure that you are level. I did not pop any bubbles before I started this. Let me go ahead and torch now. Before I just a torch that you'll find in the kitchen section. I think we got that at Walmart, maybe 10 bucks. They like to use it for creme brulee. Of course, if you have a torch that you use for creme brulee, please let me know, because I might want to come eat it. So, putting the torch on it, it heats it up a little bit, makes it a little easier to move, but mostly it pops all the bubbles that you get when you're mixing up your resin. I'm just going along here, making sure I get on my sides. The back of these I taped up when I painted them, and I have just let that tape sit there on the back of this one. I didn't do this one that long ago. And so the resin will fall down. It of course gets on the back a little bit, the resin. The paint does a lot when I'm tilting it. The resin will a little, but it'll sit on that blue painter's tape, and I'll be able to peel that off. And that will help get rid of all of those drips that come when it dries, it drips off, so. I will go along the edges of these just to make sure that I have all the corners and stuff. We're having a terrible weather here. We're supposed to. Lost internet a couple of times today, but it will be okay. I just don't want to lose light, because trying to do the resin without light is going to be a beast. Now, I am just going to go through and check for floaties on top. That could be hairs, that could be dust particles, anything that's lying on the top. I want to get that off now. Otherwise it will not look like glass. When it dries, if there's anything sitting on top of it now, it will still be sitting on top of it when it dries. And I don't want that. I'd love to have it look like glass. I still have a couple of things drying. The coasters that I did, the red and black rectangle. I did a couple of rocks yesterday, and then I had them sitting up on a cup. Everything's raised up on a cup here. And so I had them sitting up on a cup, and one of them fell over. So I'm going to see if I can't touch that one up today as well. Also trying to make sure that I keep my hair out of it. Yesterday I just ran my hair right through coasters, so need to make sure I'm not doing that again today, because that one wasn't fun. All right, everything is leveled individually, not the entire piece. Whoa, that was a whole lot. That's right, I still have a lot of resin over here. There's a thunder. Been getting tornado warnings, tornado watch alerts on phones and stuff like that all day, well, afternoon, so. I guess if a tornado comes and you like my art, come grab whatever you want. I don't mean to be making fun. I don't think it's funny, but I guess if you can't laugh at some situations. I know there are lots of people out there that have been affected by tornadoes in a negative way. I don't mean to irritate you. I was just being funny. Or maybe not. When I worked at the bar, I used to be a bartender, and we had a huge skylight. And it was on the main floor of an 11-story hotel. So people would come in, like, we've never been in a tornado. We've got alerts all over. What do we do? I know we're supposed to get low, and I'm like, well, come in, hang out, have a beer, have a cocktail. Just stay on that side of the bar, because if a tornado comes, first thing it's gonna do is it's gonna suck me right out of the skylight, and then you guys grab all the bottles that you want. I worked there from 2007 until 2017. I did have a break in there, so it wasn't like a solid 10 years, but in that time, the hotel never got hit by a tornado, so yay! Little corner over here. Does not want to get covered. Like I said, I will go over it again with my finger. Make sure that everything's covered. I'll go over the sides of the big rectangle, the river. I just love the way resin makes all these colors just come to life. I liked these when I did them, and I really kind of thought that they would sell right away, but they didn't, and I think it's because they were waiting for the resin. I don't think the colors dulled while they were sitting in my closet. It hasn't been that long, I promise. It's starting to rain harder now. I don't know if you can see the popping of the bubbles in the resin, but it's kind of cool. These little triangles are not level themselves. The center, they're pulled really tight, but the center definitely dips down in the triangles. Whoa. I like to do, I like to paint, or I like to resin on the cardboard because it does kind of soak it up. I don't know if you haven't seen me before. This is my grandmother's dining room set, dining room table. And I couldn't let it go. And I don't have any room for it in my house. And it was badly damaged. It wasn't damaged when I got it, but it was damaged. And so it's been sitting in the garage, sitting in storage for years. And it finally came to, I either need to do something with it or I need to get rid of it, and I just couldn't get rid of it. So I sanded it all down and restained it, made it look all pretty. I thought, all right, well, I'll just take it and I'll put it back here in the studio and for my crafts and stuff like that. And I started painting, and now resin, and it's so it almost always has a trash bag over the top of it to protect it. So the only time you can really see it is when I'm not working, which kind of makes me sad because it would be a really pretty table for working on. But I'm not going to take the chance. So now I'm just looking for floaties in here. I'll tell you what, you get a lot less floaties in there when you don't swipe your hair through it. I can't tell you how many of my paintings I've done. I just lean over and all of a sudden I've got to swipe through my acrylic paintings too. Whoops. I do pull my hair back. I should put it in a bun or something. I had a heck of a time getting this one leveled. Like, what is going on? And tried different cups, maybe. There are minor variations in the cups, so they're not exactly level. And yeah, finally turn the piece over itself, and there's a big chunk of paint on the back. Oh, well, that would explain it. All right. That looks really good. I'm going to take some resin and Around the edges here, make sure you get my corners. I think these are probably going to take a second coat. A second coat of resin because the frames are definitely higher than the center. And so I can see that the edges right here are already drying out. I don't know if you can see it or not on camera. But like this part up here is already drying out. And not just on the corners, like all the way down the edge. So probably need a second coat, make sure it's all evened out. This coat, it's self-leveling, so this coat right here will fill in the center part. Congratulations to my niece Cassie, who I just found out is pregnant. Very excited for her. She already has 2. If you just stumbled across me on one social media, you can follow me anywhere. I've got accounts everywhere. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat, YouTube, LinkedIn, Jackie's Poor Choices, POUR. It's Jackie, JACQUEE. Jackie's Poor Choices. Because I don't want to put out anything that I wouldn't want hanging in my house. Alrighty, kiddos, I think we're done. Oh, I'll show you my rock from yesterday. So I resined this rock, and it was really pretty. And then it flipped over and ended up like this. There's my Jackie's Poor Choices. It flipped over and was drying upside down. So I'm going to try to fix it. And I will make sure that I keep it upright this time. I have a lot of rocks. You can find ideas all over the internet on what to do with rocks. Right now I'm kind of following a lady in Canada. She has some really fun mandalas. Mandala. And if I could remember her name. Let me think. I'm struggling. I will come up with the name. I'll put her in the description too. But she has some really neat things on her page. I see a hair, and I've got long fingernails, and I can't grab it with my gloves on. Dang it. I think it is stuck in the resin from yesterday when it fell over. Yes, it is. I will not be able to pull that out. So, I will. Come on. Down to one glove. I'll burn it off. Then torch one more time. Get out all the little other video logos that I can. And then glove 2 off. I will pull you down. This is a new setup. I hope I don't lose you. I'll go in for a close-up. And then the mirror. Let's see how I can get this. There's so much reflection. I don't know if love the way these turned out. Alright, well, gonna go put these in the drying box. Thanks for watching. Come back and see what we have next. Have a good one.